So the topic of headlines and images and also other elements to include in your editorial. This is an exciting topic in my opinion. So this will cover everything from the headlines, sub-headlines, basically the whole above the fold section, and about the images and sub-headlines to include throughout your editorial and other maybe engaging elements to basically break up your copy and make it easier to read, make it easier to understand, and for people who just scan through it all, quickly scrolling and like read sub-headlines, how to like make it easy to consume and easy to understand and easy to get the key points away. So what your audience sees first is important. Think of it as like of a cover of a book. It's what makes people decide whether to pick it up and read or move on. So in the digital world, the first impression or like the book cover is called the above the fold section, which is basically the first thing you see once you open up an editorial. So here's an example. I put a side banner here of the product, which I'll explain later. In the headline, the date of the author, so it doesn't look like an ad, but it looks like an actual article or a blog post. A subheadline, or you can put an important note or a quote from customer or like a little like study quote, and the first line that the customer sees that will make them scroll down and keep reading. So here are a few examples. Once you open up the page, you see the headline, you see like 5 stars because it like reveals the product straight away. There's these buttons to share on like WhatsApp, social media, email, which makes it more. I don't know if they even work. I actually do. Yes, it makes it look like more like an article. And yeah, this is the area where you need to grab their attention with a catchy headline and a catching image. In this section, you'll learn how to create headlines and choose images that make your people want to stick around and read more. Like here, also reveals the product device. Here it reveals that it's sponsored, and yeah, here you can like it instantly puts social proof here because it reveals the product, and straight away they're like revealing how many 5-star reviews, where it's been seen, and the story-based editorial here. I'll scroll down. So you see everything I described in this image. So you see the headline. It's a longer one, but like they would have room here for a subheadline. The banner, the image, the author, and the date, which it's best to always have your date set to like the most recent one. Like this is today's date, because when you open an article and see if it's from like see that it's from 5 years ago, you instantly like start to doubt that it actually works today. Or even like if it's about a product, like you will doubt about that the product is even available today. And here you can see the first sentence, which they might read, and then they'll be curious to scroll down and read the entire editorial. So moving on. So starting off with headlines. So when drafting headlines for your editorial, keep in mind that it's fine. This is the first thing your reader will see. It's what will decide if they're going to read your editorial or not. So if you don't have a good headline, you have pretty much wasted your time writing the editorial because no one's going to read it. So your headline needs to grab their attention for the right reasons. So don't clickbait them. If you clickbait them, then just they'll open it, and there'll be more traffic coming to your editorial. But it doesn't mean that it will make more money, because there will be traffic coming from the wrong reasons. And yeah, basically you want to make your readers curious and eager to keep on reading. So for story-based editorials, your headline should set the stage for the story you're about to share. So mom reveals it all. This is the no surgery secret that erased my embarrassing turkey neck. So doctor reveals the truth. This is the secret how I relieve my daily knee pain. For informational editorials that educate, you try to surprise the reader by challenging their common belief. or saying something unexpected. Like, do you trust your fire extinguisher? Unless you're a fireman, you probably shouldn't. Like, it's basically suggests something they didn't know they needed. For example, the innocent bedtime reading habit that is ruining your sleep every single day. So people with bad sleep will see this and will try to understand what is the innocent bedtime habit that they're doing that is ruining their sleep. And here, for example, your fruits and veggies of all things could be making you sick. Here's what you need to do. And moving on, in the value-based tutorial, use numbers or promise a clear benefit right away. So give your dog these 8 ingredients to eliminate their joint pain. Here's how you can turn dry, cracked, unsightly feet into baby soft glowing feet in 1 hour. So double the life of your flowers in just 30 seconds with these genius new ways. And here I put some templates from Dan Kennedy. These could be great for your other tutorials if you don't have if you're not creative enough and can't think of a headline. You can go there. For example, let's take this. Let's call it "Stay Safe Spray." So this doesn't fit. You can say, who else wants a mini fire extinguisher that anyone in your house can use, or a mini fire extinguisher your kid can use. So here you can use it, like you can use a story here, how this mini fire extinguisher saved my life or saved my house from a fire. And here you can ask, is your house fire safe? Then you move on and say your fire extinguisher might not be as effective as you think. And yeah, so on. You can put warning, your fire extinguisher is outdated. Here's what you need to do right now. So moving on to the header image. Header images are extremely important elements in your tutorials, as they are one of the first things that catch the reader's eye along with the headline. So don't be lazy on the images you use. Put in as much effort as you do in your headline, or if you're just a copywriter and you have someone else basically building the editorial funnel, put as a detailed description as you can. So the person who's building the funnel or setting up the editorial, they'll have a detailed description of the image they need to use, and it will basically increase the chances of your editorial being successful, because the person building the funnel probably won't care about how it converts. They'll just get it done and that's it. So if you provide a clear instruction of what image to use, it can't go wrong. So there are 6 different header images you can use to improve your editorial. So the number 1 is product in use. So showcase your product being used in a real life scenario. Here you can see some examples. Number 2, wrong versus right. So compare your product to the alternative, like challenge their common belief. Like they might think a fire extinguisher is the best option for fire safety. It's actually not. It's actually this. Their knives at home might be fine. They're actually not. These are much better. Or like your ways, like it's just a ways. What difference can it make? Well, it actually can. Like this ways, like what was the headline? It was like this ways can like make your flowers stay alive for like X amount of days longer. So number 3, you have the split image. Here you can either use the before and after, a situation without the product versus a situation with the product. For example, if they have, if you're selling like a knee patch or a knee sleeve, you can put on the left side person suffering from knee pain, on the right side person like walking or running with a smile on their face, and the product is on their knee. Or you can, if you use a story, you can use the split image to describe the story. For example, if someone has foot pain, and because of the foot pain they fell down and hit their head, you can put On the left side, you could put an image of a person suffering from foot pain, and on the right side, you can put like an old lady holding her head in pain, or an ambulance, or a hospital, or anything that relates to the story. So here are a few examples. You can also combine, like you can see the red cross and the green check mark. You can, and also a zoom in, which we'll get to in a moment. And here, basically, this is not a split image of how it is without the product versus how it is with the product, but basically it shows from both like sides how it's different from the regular um, covers with the rubber bands, and like how it looks, how smoothly it looks on your bed. So number 4, we have the zoom in. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So for example, here you're showing how there's like little poo stain bacteria on your toothbrush, and you zoom into it. Here, how this little tool can improve your golf game. And here's like probably something about hearing aid, how these like little mini AirPods can improve your hearing. So next you have image related to the headline. So this visionary doctor created an all-natural device that relieves back pain and neck pain in minutes, and it holds on like a weird shaped thingy. And you can see this award-winning new device instantly improves breathing and reduces snoring. And here you can't really see the device, but you can see it being used. So you're curious how to click, and this revolutionary new device can provide all-natural insomnia relief in minutes. Basically showcases the person sleeping with some weird device on their bed table. So next you have curiosity spiking headlines, which not headlines but header images, which are similar to like the ghost compilations. Like example, I used to watch like something like this when I was like 12. They had like red arrows basically pointing at nothing really special, red circles as well, and basically use this strategy to not like clickbait, but to spike curiosity and like kind of encourage the person to click. Example here, you can see there's something under their feet, but you can't see clearly, so there's an arrow there. This is like a before and after, with also an arrow there. For example, if you have like a tool that you can use, you can put like a red cycle around it. And other above the fold elements you can put. So one of them is an author's name, which I mentioned, and if you have a fresh date on it every day, that renews every day, so it's always today's date, the better, because the reader will, like if they see it, they'll know that it's fresh information, and they know that this works today. It didn't work, like it's not like it's a solution from 5 years ago that might not even exist today. It's a solution that has been published today. And then for the instead of a subheadline, you can put a quote or a review or a quote from the story. If you're sharing a story, then you can put, as you saw in examples, the average star rating, a C-nom bar. Like if this is useful if you reveal the product pretty much in the image and the headline straight away. And if you're dealing with like, if you're writing about more serious problems, you can put a note or a statistic. For example, note: once you finish this blog, you might never want to breathe through your mouth during your sleep ever again. Or if you're talking about the fire extinguisher, you can put a note: every 89 seconds, a new house fire starts. This is the best way to keep your house safe and equipped for an emergency. You get the point. Basically, make it a bit dramatic and create more urgency to make the reader want to read it. And now subheadlines and images throughout the editorial. So adding subheadlines and images throughout your editorial is important for many different reasons. First, These visual elements provide readers with a break from the text and engage them on a visual level, so it's easier to consume your content and make it more appealing and memorable. Subheadlines serve to break the text into smaller, more manageable sections, making it easier for readers to scan and understand the content. Also, it will motivate them to read. For example, if they see a big chunk of text with 20 paragraphs to go, they won't be motivated to read it. But if they see there's 5 lines they need to read, there's a subheadline, an image, then like there's 4 new lines, they'll be motivated to read it more and more to get to the next subheadline, like little checkpoints throughout the whole editorial. And yeah, it offers eye relief to readers, so they're not like super tense and focused trying to read it with their eyes drying up and like them blinking a lot. You basically make it a much more pleasant experience for them. And yeah, also subheadlines and images work together to strengthen the main ideas and messages of your editorial. So overall, adding subheadlines and images effectively improves readability, visualization, and engagement, ultimately improving the overall effectiveness of your editorial. So banner on the side. At the start, I said I'll explain this later. So now is the time I'll explain it. So even though this might seem strange, but many, like most top converting editorials I've seen, use this banner. They put this banner on the side and they basically reveal it straight away, even if they use a more curiosity spiking angle and like there's a story that only reveals the solution about like 50% into the editorial. Like it might seem strange because this banner would like basically you would think it spoils the surprise, it spoils the curiosity, but it actually helps like boost the click rates from what I've seen. So it's definitely worth trying on. It could be one of the split tests also that you set up. Try another tutorial without it, and then one split test with the banner. So yeah, here's how the sign banner usually looks like. So it is just an image with a button, like 5-star reviews, the name, some benefits or features, and then the image, the button, or just one headline, the image, and simple button. So other visuals you can include are icons and basic visualization. So it's easier for your reader to basically digest the content you're giving them. Lists, create bullet points. For example, here, what else we love about Mega Wi-Fi AMP. And yeah, it's always easy to go through bullet points, make them easy to read, make the gaps between them wide enough so it doesn't look like it's crushed together. Then comparisons, us versus them tables. Compare it to an alternative or a competitor. And you can also share before and after, or in the progress of how it looks. And by adding these visual elements throughout your editorial, you can make the content more engaging, easier to understand, and ultimately more persuasive for your audience. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next one.